My name is Clara. I am 25 years old. I was married to Mark. We were married for 3 years. We met in college. He was so cool then. Mark was funny and kind. He made me feel special. He said I was his whole world. We spent a long time together. Everything felt like a dream. We were happy. It seemed as if we are a whole world for each other. We had a beautiful wedding. We bought a small, cozy house. We painted the kitchen bright yellow. I loved that yellow kitchen. I thought we were totally happy. We had big plans. We talked about having kids one day. We talked about traveling to Italy. Mark promised me forever. I trusted him completely. I gave him all my love. I focused only on our life together. I thought we were a perfect team. But things started to change last year. It was slow at first. Mark started working late all the time. He said his job was super busy. He is an architect, a smart guy. When he came home, he was quiet. He ate dinner fast. He watched TV alone. He stopped holding my hand. He stopped asking about my day. He used to leave me adorable notes. Now there were no notes. His warm smiles disappeared. He felt cold. He was physically here, but his mind was somewhere else. I felt confused. I felt sad. I thought I was the problem. I tried to make things better. I cooked his favorite meals. I wore a new dress. I tried to talk to him. He just brushed me off. He said, "I'm just tired, Clara. Chill out." His words made me feel small. It was a bummer feeling. I missed the old Mark. I missed the feeling of being loved. I told myself it was just stress. I told myself things would get back to normal soon. I tried to ignore the growing doubt, but the doubt was a heavy weight. It sat right on my chest every night. The yellow kitchen did not feel bright anymore. It felt cold and lonely. This was not the life he promised me. This was not cool at all. I knew something was wrong. I just did not know the secret. The distance between us grew bigger. Mark was glued to his phone constantly. He took his phone everywhere. He even took it to the bathroom. He checked his phone again and again. He smiled. He never used to do that. When I walked into the room, he quickly flipped the phone over. He was hiding something. I felt sick every time I saw him do it. The tension in the house was thick. I started to watch him. I felt bad for snooping, but I felt desperate. My curiosity was huge. One night, he was in the shower. His phone buzzed. It was on the nightstand. I fought with myself. I told myself, "Don't do it, Clara." But the fear was too strong. I needed to know the truth. I picked up the phone. It was unlocked. My hands were shaking hard. I went straight to his messages. The name at the top was not a man's name. It was Sophia. I started reading the messages. The words were simple, but they cut deep. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Best part of my week. Miss your laugh." They were talking about a secret trip. A weekend trip. They used little heart emojis. Sophia was a new person. My heart felt like it had shattered. My breath stopped. I felt numb instantly. It was a betrayal. He was cheating me. It was the worst kind of hurt. I put the phone back down. My face felt hot and cold at the same time. I did not move for 10 minutes. Mark came out of the bathroom. He looked totally normal. He smiled his tired smile. He had no idea what I just read. He had no idea my world just ended. He was a liar. I couldn't say anything. I just went to bed. I did not sleep at all. I cried silently into my pillow. The next day, he packed a small bag. "Work trip," he lied. He kissed me quickly. The kiss felt fake. The kiss felt cold. He left. The house was quiet. The silence was terrible. The tension was now huge. There was no longer doubt. It was the painful truth. I felt completely alone. I felt humiliated. I loved him so much, but he loved someone else. Mark was gone for the whole weekend. I did not call him. I did not answer his short text. I sat in the yellow kitchen. I drank cold coffee. I felt like a zombie. I was paralyzed by the pain. I cried. I felt betrayed by my best friend. I felt betrayed by my husband. I felt like a fool. He had promised forever. He had lied for months. I replayed all the moments in my head. The late nights, the distant look, the phone flipping over. It all made sense now. He was hiding his secret. This was a massive conflict in my heart. I loved him, but I hated the pain. I knew I had to face him. I had to end the lying. Sunday night he came home. He looked refreshed. He looked happy. He walked into the kitchen. He smiled a big, fake smile. Long trip, but it was successful, he said. He was acting like nothing happened. This was too much. This was the main drama. I stood up slowly. I held the phone in my hand. I opened the message from Sophia. I showed him the screen. My voice was low. It was shaky, but strong. Was Sophia successful too, Mark? I asked. Mark's face went white instantly. The color drained away. He looked terrified. He was trapped. He did not say anything for a long moment. He just looked at the floor. He sighed heavily. Clara, I'm so sorry. It's just, she makes me feel new. His words were like sharp knives. They stabbed my heart. He had feelings for someone else. He had fallen out of love with me. How long, Mark? I asked. My voice did not tremble anymore. It was quiet and cold. 4 months, he whispered. I didn't know how to tell you. I couldn't believe it. 4 months of lies? 4 months of thinking I was the problem? I had given him everything. I had trusted him completely. The pain was unbearable. I walked away from him. I went to the bedroom. I packed a small suitcase. I did not scream. I did not yell. I just moved. I was operating on pure shock. He followed me. Clara, please don't go. We can talk. It was a mistake. I love you, he begged. The word love felt empty. It felt like another lie. No, Mark, I said. You love Sophia. You broke your promise. This is not a mistake. This is a choice. I zipped the bag closed. I walked out of the house. I walked out of the yellow kitchen. I walked out of the life we built. I left him standing there, helpless. The main conflict is over. We forgive a genuine mistake because it shows effort. We cannot forgive cheating because it shows a failure of character. Leaving Mark was the hardest thing I've ever done. The first few weeks were terrible. I stayed with my sister. I cried every day. I missed my home. I missed the idea of our life. I missed the comfort. But every time I missed him, I remembered the text message. I remembered the lie. I remembered the pain. I started thinking differently. I realized I had spent years trying to make Mark happy. I had forgotten about myself. I had given up my own dreams. I needed to focus on myself now. This was my quiet defiance. This was my personal resolution. I got a new apartment. It was small, but it was mine. I painted the living room a calm blue color. I started working out. I started reading books again. Books I loved but never had time for. I focused on my job. I got a big promotion. I felt totally confident. I met new people. I went out with my friends. I learned to laugh again. One day, I met a guy named Ethan. We met at a volunteer event. He was a sweet guy. He was very chill. He listened when I talked. He looked at me when I talked. He did not check his phone. He did not make big promises. He just showed me respect. He showed me kindness. We started dating slowly. I was scared to trust again. But Ethan was different. He was honest. He was attentive. He made me feel important. I realized I did not have to settle for lies anymore. I realized I deserved true love. I deserved someone who chose me every day. Mark called me sometimes. He tried to win me back. He said he broke up with Sophia. He said he made a big mistake. But I knew the truth. He chose someone else once. He broke the foundation of our life. I had to choose myself now. I had to choose my happiness. I filed the divorce papers. It was the final step. It was a huge relief. I won the breakup. I won because I chose myself. My future hope is bright blue, like my new living room. I am ready for a life where I am loved completely. I am ready for real happiness. I know I will be okay. I am more than okay. I am strong. But Mark is alone. Sophia left him. She was not loyal to him because he was not loyal to his wife. You just finished the full emotional story, I Won the Breakup. You followed Clara's journey from deep betrayal to ultimate self-discovery. She learned that self-respect is the biggest victory. Every single person has a hidden strength inside them. This inner strength is called courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the feeling of fear, but still moving forward anyway. Remember the famous quote, "Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear." Clara felt totally scared when she confronted Mark, but she did not let that fear win. She chose to stand up. She decided to use her voice. She used her fear as energy. Learning English is exactly the same, guy or gal. You might feel nervous when you speak a new word or confused when you hear a new phrase, but every time you try, you are being courageous. Every time you listen to a long, hard story like this one, you are building your own emotional muscle and your English skills. You are not weak. You are not lazy. You are powerful. You are like Clara, building a quiet, powerful plan for your future. Keep using that inner strength. Keep pushing forward. You can absolutely master this language. This courage is your most valuable treasure. Please like this video and subscribe to English Story 365 for more long emotional stories to help you learn English.